2023 was a busy year for the Vigo County Commissioners, and the local officials we spoke to say 2024 will be another big year for the county.
Commissioner Chris Switzer was reelected as president of the Commissioners earlier this month. He's joining us live in studio to talk about his 2024 priorities. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Shelby. David, thanks for having me again. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for coming. Okay, so the Indiana legislative session kicked off last week, and you had the honor of being there. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
You know, it's awesome to have lobbyists fighting for you and your community, but it's even great to have that face-to-face interaction with legislators. As there's no money being spent this year, or it's not a budget year, but we get the opportunity to talk to people about highway funding and things for next year. And of course, we're always going to be talking about mental health, addiction, child care, workforce, and things like that. So it's important to have those conversations, and we're thankful for them giving us the opportunity to be there.
Now, part of your visit, you also were invited to attend this year's State of the State address. What an amazing experience to be able to have. Tell us about that experience and what you kind of got from it.
It was incredible. You know, it's the first time I've ever been able to do something like that. And I was fortunate to be able to sit next to the Secretary of Agriculture for Indiana, Don Lamb, and I learned more about farming locally than I've learned from really anybody here in the community. So it was awesome to hear Governor Holcomb talk about the things he's accomplished and the goals he wants to accomplish before the end of his term, and hopefully we can be involved in that process.
This is a big year, I feel like, for Vigo County and specifically the Terre Haute community. So what are kind of your big priorities for 2024?
You know, I think as the Board of Commissioners, our #1 priority right now is just getting through the winter, as it always is every year. That can be brutal sometimes, but also looking forward and ahead to some building opportunities and some demolition opportunities, most likely for the Vigo County Jail and what happens with that space. Continuing to improve upon the services that we provide for the community as a whole. And of course, the typical issues, the roads, the potholes, and things like that. But it's just important to continue that momentum that we've had from 2023.
You know, cooperation between the city government and the county is very important. We have a new mayor now, a Democrat. Yeah. How do you plan on working with his administration to get things done for the people?
Yeah, you know, I think it's significant when you're on a ballot and that Democrat or Republican label's attached to your name. But as soon as you get elected, all those things kind of go away. You just really want to work with the person and understand what they want in the community and also what we want and how we can bring our vision together to have the most successful Vigo County and City of Terre Haute possible. So it's been great to work with Mayor Sacklin so far. He's a really great young guy with a ton of energy. And I would say, you know, I'm 35 and he's 27, and we got to have one of the youngest commissioner and mayor duos across the state. So it's incredible to see.
Wonderful. And the casino, I mean, the opening is just right around the corner, which is crazy because it felt so long, felt so far away for such a long time. But how do you hope to see all that kind of finally tie together, and what do you hope it does for the community?
You know, it's so tourism, #1, getting those people off the interstate and into our community, but also finding a way to get those people to deep dive into the community as well. So we just don't want them to stop at the casino and then go back home. We want them to understand the good things and the momentum we have going on here in Vigo County. So we're excited to see the revenue that it's going to create. The Local Development Agreement Board will come together soon and meet and start that conversation of how to disperse some of that money. And it's just going to be an incredible thing for our community and to continue to watch the East Side grow in the future.
So what is the big issue? I mean, if you had to pick just one top priority, I know it's a loaded question, what would it be?
I would say it's, you know, we've built a $70 million jail. We need to find and continue to find ways to keep people out of it. We don't want to deal with overcrowding anymore. Mental health, substance abuse is a big thing. So how to work further with community corrections, judges, and get people sober and make them have a successful life that they deserve.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning.